Here is a tutorial on how to make this graphic art NYC sign, I guess. This is done on a wood blank, purchased from Michael's. I'll have a link below. And the vinyl is Oracle 651, and the inks are Tim Holtz Ranger inks, and they'll be linked below. So let's run over to the Cricut and design the graphic first. Okay, so to start with the design, I'm just going to, this is my reference. I will turn that off right now. I'm just going to start with the rectangle, and it is 14 by 11. This is the size of the wood that I'm working with. So I just put it in there so I can get a feel for what it'll look like space-wise on the template that I'm working with. And then I'm going to grab text. And so the text I'm going to grab, I had to scroll through the list, is Franklin Gothic Heavy. And this is just a good thick font. So I'm going to select that one. And I'm going to come over here and in caps type NYC and pull it over here, and I'm going to unlock the font, and then I want a 1-inch border around the whole thing. So it's 14 by 11, so I'm going to make it 12 by 9, and it'll just keep it, or it won't keep it proportional because I unlocked it. So that's the size we're working with. And we can make that disappear. All right, and then you just want to go to the internet and do NYC silhouette skyline silhouette, and just pick one of these. I'm pretty sure I ended up paying for mine because I wanted to find a good one. There are some, if you search, you can find some for free. So here is the one I got, and when you put it in, I won't go over how to get it into Cricut. There's plenty of tutorials out there for that. If you need that, let me know and I can work on something for that. I'm just going to bring it in as a whole, and so as it is, any one of these are not the right size. So I'm going to go through, put this up out of the way, and I'm going to open a shape in a square, unlock it, and then just make it long and skinny. And you want it about as long and skinny as Lady Liberty. And just cover her up. And you want to select both the skyline layer and the rectangle, and then come down here and slice. And then once that slices, you're going to end up with 4 different layers. You'll have the skyline, you'll have the one that you sliced out of there, the old rectangle, and then the piece of the rectangle. So we can delete these. Whoops. Let's undo. I accidentally stretched it. You just want to make it the right size to fit in here. I kind of want the torch to go up a little bit into the little end there. When you're happy with the placement, you're going to select the NYC layer and the Statue of Liberty layer and slice again. And then you'll remove all these extras and delete. So now we have that. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the Empire State and the other buildings, and then I'm going to put the bridge over the sea. So I'm going to do those a little faster, and I'll be back. So here, if I were to slice it, this part over here would run over into the N and the Y, because I kind of want to put it like that. So I'm going to cut off like half of the bridge over, just so it's workable. Another thing that I did the first time I made this is I separated the letters at first and then lined them up after the fact. I just thought it was easier to work with them all together. So here I am just resizing, and I want it a little bit smaller, just so you get the idea that it's the bridge, and then another skyscraper, and slice. And then there you go. Now I'm going to cut this out. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to make the background a color, so you can kind of see the effect. So now I'm going to cut this out on vinyl and apply it to my wood board, and I will link all the products underneath in case you need to know what you're looking for, and I will be right back with the actual physical project. And I recorded the rest in high speed, so my narrations didn't even get recorded. So I guess we're going to go through this really quick. Here I am weeding out the negative space, and I'm going to apply the vinyl to the wood blanks that I have. And I will give you links for those below. What I did for the wood is I just covered it in Kills 2 primer. I'll link that below as well. And I did 3 coats of that, and then once that dried, I applied the vinyl, and you can see I made guidelines. I used a friction pen. It's one that erases with heat. I'll link that below as well. Those are amazing. And this is tricky to get those tiny pieces to stick, but if you go slow, you can make it coerce it into staying. And here I am applying the Kills 2 on top of the vinyl, and this is just, you really want to push the Kills under the vinyl, any spot where there might be an air bubble, or just a bubble at all. And here, like, it wanted to come up, the vinyl did, so I just put a huge glob there. That's what I'm trying to show you, and really push it under the vinyl. And then I walked away and let that dry thoroughly before I touched it. It took like an hour, but you gotta be patient. So here I'm just laying down a line of isopropyl alcohol and then the ink, and I'll link the inks below, like what colors and everything they are. And I really just, I worked each color separately, but I definitely wanted them to run into each other and kind of blend. And then once the ink is all dry, you can remove the vinyl, and hopefully you didn't have any spots that bled through, but if you did, just touch that up with the Kills very carefully. And then you want to give it 3 coats of Kamar varnish and 1 coat of Kamar UV spray to keep it completely sealed and perfect. Thanks for joining. Like and follow for more. Bye.